Damn.
It is now.
Man, I don't know what's happening. There was four of us at one time.
There was.
I still can't find Carl.
He's parts unknown.
Parts unknown. Um, Frank. He's not under the desk.
He's in the accountant's chair, maybe.
That could be. Mike.
Cope's probably ribbing on somebody.
Probably ripping on somebody, but I think he's kind of hiding from that rip last week. So what's going on, pal?
Trying to find a way through this crazy thing called life. Isn't that a song or something?
Something like that. I mean,
It's a terrible '90s pun theme music right there.
I also kind of screwed up.
It's not the first time I've done it.
Yeah, I kind of screwed up. I kind of forgot that tonight there was no Dynamite,
Yeah, that was great. I saw that, and it's like we're gonna be live after Dynamite, except it we were live without Dynamite.
and some smartass thought it's cute to correct us, and goddamn pal, with the schedule that I keep, I don't care.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Dynamite, Saturday Night Dynamite, man. That's what's going
yeah,
on
exactly.
in Miami.
Miami, welcome everybody.
To Miami.
Miami. What the fuck? What night is it, anyways?
Today's Wednesday.
What happens on Wednesdays?
Well, usually we find out that Carl is still a virgin, or last week we found out that there's a thing called OnlyFans. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
Mrs. Model dropped her OnlyFans.
this week we were going to find out about something that happens in the Ocean State. No, no, that's Rhode Island. Well, I guess it's going to involve the person from the Ocean State. But yeah, I don't know what normally happens on Wednesday. Isn't there Dynamite or something tonight?
Cue the fucking jingle, pal.
Oh Jesus! Ah, it's Wednesday night. I get to stay up late.
Here we
Play the
go.
song.
Welcome to Up Late 958. Hello, everyone. I'm Rocco the model.
You are.
That's James E. Coelho.
That's true.
I don't know, man. I
So
don't. I'm not digging this two-person team.
no,
Especially when it says the fucking
three
three-man
man
booth.
booth. Three man
That
booth, except
that
one of the men is gone.
that's a rib.
What if we just play cuts for like 3 hours, just like for the entire hour? We just play random clips that Carl has stored on here.
Well, something. It's kind of like this, right?
Oops, we're in big trouble.
I like that the executive producer was not cut out of that clip. That's what makes that clip whole. I mean,
Oh,
or we just start throwing up images. Like there's this one.
well, yeah, there is that one.
That one's
But
classic. Then
but
you got things like this and this,
you know what? You know what's
and it
funny?
goes all the way down to that.
Oh, hell yeah, pal. I'm gonna I'm gonna make an executive decision here.
All right, let's do this.
Megan Nelson, I see you.
Oh, hey, cue Megan.
I'm inviting you to come on this show right now.
Yes,
I
Megan,
need
DM us. We'll get you the link.
yeah, we need we
That
need
was
somebody.
Christine.
We need a third person. We
Oh,
need the third person.
who is the third person?
Who? Who? Oh,
She's driving.
she's
Well, that's
driving.
sad.
And why are you commenting to us while you're driving? Goddamn, pal, don't text and drive. It's a
Oh, text
PSA.
and drive. Where's the NHTSA PSA when you need it?
Oh, jeez. Well, this is our show, everybody. Carl Mandic, this is out to you,
There you
my
go.
friend. We know Carl is on hiatus, pal.
Go there.
CarlMandic.com. He's
What
on.
have you ever gone there to see what happens?
I don't want to see what happens. Love you
Nothing.
too, Megan.
Nothing happens. Just for the record.
Somebody said you were at Comic Con and you didn't visit the model and Mrs. Model.
It's true.
That's sad. That's real sad. I get it though.
I,
Um,
well, I might
it
not
is.
visit either. I
If you
mean,
were, yeah, if you were
do
hanging,
you
you're
want to
hanging.
see this? Do you want to see a lot of that? Because that's what you'd be seeing all day.
It's a huge picture like in the middle of Model Manor.
Now, here's what's interesting.
What?
Today is October 13th.
Yes.
Last
Very true.
year at this time, we were all pretty much gearing up. Some of us newly re-signed up top guys, myself included. But to join we were getting excited to do the Halloween bash.
Yeah.
I have not heard anything about a Halloween bash this year.
Neither have I. That's
That's sad.
it is. I don't know what's going on there. But you know what? Catch us up to speed, James, because I got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For the last month since I started my new job, I have not engaged in any of the content. I'm still paying it every month, but I'm kind of lost.
Well, if you'd like to get caught up to, let me tell you what date I'm at today, so that you can laugh. So, spoiler alert for those, I don't actually get to watch all of the different pieces of content that we get because there is so much to consume. Hashtag humble brag, AFS. It's not even like a joke; it's serious. I currently have in my inbox 396 emails in Gmail. And when I say that, I'm not like other people where I keep everything in there, and I only keep things that I want to keep there. And most of that 396, all but maybe 5 emails, are content pieces from Patreon. And just looking at them, I'm still back at July 3rd. So to give you an understanding of where I am in the timeline, I'm on July 3rd right now. So,
Wow.
but I did finally get to watch the episode where they cover Bash the Beach 96. So Hogan turns,
Hmm.
which, by the way, it's outstanding. So if you go back in time, I don't know if you've gone back in your June, it's the end of June, or it might have been like July 2nd, but it's at that time frame. So if you haven't seen that one, that's definitely one to check out.
Okay.
And then if the best thing I can give you as advice is if you're gonna start picking at some, if you actually have time to do that, I would pick at all of the ones that Eric's done that you may have missed because he's really been the only person that's done mean tweet receipts and or Eric fires back. So
Got it.
those are ones I usually skip to the front of the line because they're timely, and once you kind of miss them, it loses its luster because everybody's talking about it. But
Hmm.
those are fantastic, and there's a bunch of other fantastic episodes out there that I would definitely catch up with because even the recent ones that I haven't gotten to, there's a ton that I'm really excited about. One of the more interesting ones is Penzer because he does get Aubrey Edwards, so a lot of the sitting ringside with
Jessica
Penzer.
Carr is still better. What? Who? What?
So Penzer gets a lot of interviews and a lot of one-on-ones.
Mm.
Obviously, that's gonna be the tail of the show, and then there's the old version where he was doing it. But it's a lot of either lesser known names or names that are not as close in the business, and the story is a little bit lacking. But Aubrey being a live interview and relevant, right, to the current day.
Hmm.
That's interesting take. So I know you don't get to watch a ton of AEW, but that would be an interesting take for you. And then What was the other one that I think would be interesting for you to hit on? Actually, any of the Jeff Jarrett ones, because I don't know if you've started listening to those. Uh,
I did a little bit. So
did you get
my
the holding up Vince McMahon? Because I mean, that's the best so far. Even though
holding up
that's
that was the first one.
the
Yeah,
first one, yeah. So even though it was the first one, it was one of, if not the best one. The Owen Hart one hurts. It's a great story.
it
Um,
hurts. I listened to that.
okay, I was like, because that one
Uh,
hurts too.
I was able to listen to stuff every day, and then it just kind of stopped. And my three go tos for consumption were Eric, Bruce, Jr.
Same.
I don't really care too much to listen to Arn. No offense to Arn, just not my flavor. Arn's too slow speaking, and Arn's too. I've never been a fan of Arn to begin with.
Yeah,
So,
I could see that.
um, Tony, I'll listen to Tony, but Tony is doing a lot of like the '86 watch-alongs, and I gotta be honest, I can't commit to a watch-along.
Yeah, I don't usually watch along when I listen to it. I usually just listen to it in a vacuum because they're usually just telling jokes to each other, and that's what entertains me as part of it. But yeah, I could see where you're going with that.
Um, Jeff Jarrett, and Kurt Angle, I've listened to here and there, hokey pokey with it, but I I can't. Again, it's just one of those things I can't commit because then it's like I gotta listen to what Bruce is doing next, or Eric's doing next, or JR's doing next.
So with Jeff, the thing because Kurt, I'm less interested in lately. It's not jumping off the page at me. But the Jeff ones are interesting because I didn't watch TNA when TNA was really like while they're talking the period they're talking about. I didn't watch the inception of TNA. I didn't really watch any TNA during that time, and so there's a lot of stuff that even Eric's hit on because they've talked about different TNA events that
Mm,
like Jeff is covering in super fine detail because he's doing it from the beginning of TNA and how he got there and all like it just that part is fascinating and
yeah.
the level of detail that he goes into is on Eric's level but not as analytical if that makes sense. So there's a
Okay.
lot of details and there's a lot of pieces, but he's not breaking it down like Eric would break it down for why you would do blah blah blah. He was doing it more of this is what happened while I was doing this. Still interesting, super interesting.
Okay. Okay. So there's some stuff to check out there on ad free shows then.
There is, I mean, truthfully, right? Not even like a shameless plug. When is there not something? Because they keep
True.
adding. They added. I don't know if you saw. They added John Alba,
Okay.
who
Yes.
was doing a ton of, sports casting and wrestling on the side, and now he's going to be able to do that full time. He's very interactive, actually, in the Discord. So if you're interested in talking to somebody in the wrestling world, it's surprisingly a lot of Discord conversations. Um, but yeah, speaking of John Alba, he tweeted today a picture. I'm going to see if I can get it up on the screen because it's just fantastic.
It's funny. I was reading Facebook also today. This is kind of like a side note.
Hmm.
I don't know if this person's still watching, but this is kind of a side note. Uh, James Elkerai gets confused when we write up on the show, Jamesy.
Yeah,
He always thinks
I
he
saw
always
that.
thinks that Jim Cornette's going to be on the show. Um, no, this is our Jamesy.
And then I
This
like that he comments it as great value,
is
Jamesy. Shout out to Alcaray.
motherfucker, motherfucker.
It's true. I am a great value.
All in your own mind, but okay.
Ouch.
Whoa, what the hot take, goddamn pal. So
Uh,
I'm sitting here, and I usually like to have a little bit of background noise on.
yeah.
Just kind of some kind of TV, so I can look in my line of sight here while I'm recording.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching Three's Company.
Three's Company too.
But so have you been so have you have been following it? Last few last week or so in wrestling.
Yeah, so it's less interesting. Like this week is tough, not just because of like us being a couple of people short here on the show this week, but not a lot's happened in the last week. When we were on the air last, we had already talked about Dynamite because it happened that night, and so there hasn't been another one. Uh, Rampage was kind of okay. You got a Punk match, and it's like you don't want to overdo the Punk match thing. I think on Friday nights because he was going against Dante Martin, who no offense to Dante Martin is. I would not say in the upper echelon of talent that's on that roster, which is
Hmm.
fine.
Yeah.
But you don't want to overdo the Punk on Friday night to catch a rating. So that's probably the one concern I would have. But the rest of the show was there. It happened. The On SmackDown, the only thing really that was even remotely worth talking about were two segments, and neither one of them were wrestling matches. So number one was the opener, where you had Sasha, Becky, and Bianca all jaw jabbing at each other, which was entertaining and it was well done.
I enjoy Japet Sasha. What? Who? What?
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
that's that's a different type of jab. Um, and then and then you had Roman Reigns being Roman Reigns, and Paul being
Paul.
Paul E being probably the best version of Paul E that we've seen from a WWE acting perspective. This is probably why Vince has him in the ring because he's out there and he's throwing stuff up, and Roman's give him shots, and then Roman kind of does the thing where he says, "Well, what did you know?" and about Brock being a free agent, and you can see Paul go from like all happy to backpedal, and then as he's like working through his promo, thinking about it, going from well, and this why it's I mean a rating, and he's just it's just quality stuff, just entertaining.
There are some diamonds in the rough here. Holy Moses! I'm gonna send you guys a picture. Um, um, there are some quality stuff coming out of there. I love, and I say this every week. I love what NXT is doing with Mandy Rose. I absolutely love it. I love Toxic Attraction. I love her and her little cohorts there.
You would.
I think it's good shit, pal. And I think we'll see a new NXT Women's Champion and new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. What do you think, pal?
Well, yes, because they're pushing it hard. The question on whether she'll be the the NXT Women's Champion, I don't know. I think it depends on what they're going to do with Raquel. Yeah, that's wow, that's all the way live.
Um, I think Mandy's getting this push that she just deserved. She's proving to everybody now that she's a good worker. You
She
know,
was always a good worker.
she
I don't understand why people were saying she wasn't. I think she was always a good worker. The question is,
she's literally a homegrown talent too.
yep,
And I mean, I think somebody was saying it. I think somebody said it or I read it somewhere that Mandy is going in the direction that they wanted Eva Marie to go into. They wanted Eva Marie to pick up that much knowledge. She is the success story that they wanted for Eva Marie. Now you have Eva Marie. I think Eva Marie is just there to just kind of be there. As much as I love Eva Marie,
yep.
but Mandy's actually a worker, and she could. I think we're gonna see good things from her, and she looks fantastic as a brunette. She looks fantastic as a brunette.
Uh,
You know, the model's a sucker for blondes, a sucker for redheads, but he loves brunettes. And that's a shoot, brother.
that is a shoot. So, someone tweeted this. This is interesting. So I was talking about John Alba. someone tweeted this, and John Alba reposted it in the Discord. Um, Tony Khan is at the Jaguars game, as he would be, because he's a high-ranking member of the team and in administration. And
Of course.
I can't get the other photo up, but they show him with the background. It looks like a playbook and whatever, but he's like standing on field level. But he has a notebook where he was scribbling down some things, such as this. So you got the program there with the Titans name, and then what do you got in the middle? Oh, does that say Full Gear in pencil?
Goddamn, pal.
Does that say Jade versus Thunder Rosa there in the middle of the page?
Oh,
Christian versus Cole as the opening match of Full Gear? Just saying. Just saying.
what do you? I could. I don't know.
It's tough to make out, right? But I'm just saying, throwing it out there.
You never know.
So that's a little piece of interesting news in the world of wrestling, and for another week in a row, no one watched Raw.
Yeah. That's usually how that happens. Um.
I can't even tell you what happened on Raw. Being honest, like there's a lot of like I'll follow along on just generally speaking what happened on SmackDown. Like I was told I should go back and watch a couple of matches on SmackDown that actually occurred. Cesaro versus oh crud. See, this is bad. I should be excited about this, and I'm not. There was Edge. Yeah, there was Edge versus Seth just brawling, which was only a couple minutes, but was entertaining. I was told. I didn't see it. And then Cesaro wrestled somebody, and this is terrible that I can't even think of who it was. But apparently, it was a good match, and just it'd be a match that you'd want to watch. But it's like everything else is so bad that I don't want to watch any of this. Oh, it was Finn Balor versus who did I just say? Cesaro. See, this is terrible. I should be excited about that match, and I could care less right now because the product is so bad.
Yeah. There's so much push and pull. I mean, what do you think about them going? Them having a head-to-head half hour with Rampage.
That's classic. So I was listening to Cornette this week, and as I typically do, and yeah, all the way live right there,
Yeah,
pal.
pal. I 1,000%.
Jeez. She also looks 10 feet tall because of the ridiculous heels that she has on. But anyway, um,
I like it.
that being said, now I lost my train of thought. That's it. I got nothing.
Them going head-to-head with
Okay,
Rampage.
head to head. So I listen to Cornette like I normally do, and Cornette brought up a great point this week, which I tend to agree with, is that if you look at what is going to be on Rampage potentially, it should beat SmackDown handily at the 2 hour mark because what are they going to put on 2 hours into the show that's going to continue to draw people? At the same token, Rampage could put on, nothing, could put nothing in the ring and it would still potentially outdraw what's going on with SmackDown for the pure reason that SmackDown is not on Fox this week, boys and girls. It is
Yes.
not. It is on FS1. So they are going to struggle with getting people to watch. And they have an extra half an hour, quote unquote, commercial free, where they're going to compete with Rampage. And I'm sorry, I don't know what you're going to do to compete with Rampage.
I don't know. I have a feeling SmackDown's gonna pull the nose up though.
Well, SmackDown in general is going to be, I think, fine and might pull up the nose. But I'm saying, like, in that half an hour, I actually hope that they actually decimate them in some ways. AEW decimates WWE. Pronouns, pal.
And I hope the opposite. Not because I'm a WWE loyalist. It's because I want to hear all these fucking little indie people who are like, oh, well, AEW. Oh.
Yeah,
I want
no,
to hear them keep. I want to hear them shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the most unpopular opinion. I
no,
know.
no. It's logical. Let me tell you why, though. I want it the other way around. I don't want it for the same reason that the people you're talking about want it. I want it because I think it's the kind of kick in the ass that Vince McMahon might need to either wake up out of the coma or get out of the way or something, right, to make that happen. Like something has to give for this to happen. And
I agree.
if you look back at history, right, 83 weeks happened, and that's it's been documented on every podcast at this point, right, that we're listening to, how that happened and blah blah blah. But just if you just think about it from the pureness of, well, 83 weeks did happen, and during that 83 weeks they spent the time trying to figure out who's the next star was, and they successfully got a start in waiting and ready, and then eventually overtook them and completely changed the landscape with Stone Cold going out of this world. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
I got nothing. I got see that is like a how to lose focus in 10 seconds.
I need to invite her to Model Manor next time she's visiting family in your Heights, New York.
Sure. Yeah, just, sure, just give her a call.
Oh yeah, a couple. How that stuff usually happens.
Yeah, of course. Anything at Model Mana, God only knows what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we got peacocks walking outside. It's like crazy.
How does Mrs. Model feel about that?
Oh, she's okay. It's a big property.
It's a big property.
Yeah, it's a big property. I got 18
Ooh.
acres. Yeah, it goes all the way down, all the way down, and then you got the pool there. You got the indoor pool. You got the jacuzzi. Um, you got the flower beds. You got it's. I gotta upgrade. I gotta I I gotta get a bigger place.
It's not enough room
Not enough
in
room.
Model Manor for the three of you.
Oh, me and Mrs. Model. That's two,
And Mandy Rose.
of course. And there's Ty, and there's
Oh,
Eva Marie.
Jesus. Of course there is.
There's um, there's Summer Rae. Don't tell Carl. Shh. You didn't.
Yeah, you
You know,
can have that one.
we've had the model's personal accountant on here before. He's attested to it. He's been to Model Manor.
Do you have a personal accountant that's
Yeah.
not named Frank?
No, he's personal accountant.
You've had a personal accountant on
Yep.
this show
Yes.
who's been to the manor,
Yep.
who has seen the other people walking around the manor.
Yep.
This almost sounds Hugh Hefner-esque.
It kinda is. It's weird. We have the grotto too.
You have a grotto.
We have a grotto.
Do you have staff photographers too?
Actually, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I guess so. We're waiting for Model Manor Monthly, I, the Triple M magazine.
That's only exclusive to some people.
What is that? Is that a Patreon? Sorry, we don't do print anymore, right? Is that
Yeah,
a Patreon exclusive?
exactly.
Oh, you have to. Oh, wait, you have to subscribe to
Yes.
Mrs. Model's OnlyFans to get it.
Yep. There you go.
I
And this is what I wear for the show. I'm usually walking around in a red robe.
have lots of questions, but I don't think any of them can be broadcast on the stations that we're on. But
Well,
if any of this was true, man, you would be you'd be living life.
t- t- but where
There'd be
were
a lot
we?
of this going on. That a lot of it.
Um, where were we?
We were talking about wrestling, and then you know
Back.
start talking about Model Manor, and that's much more interesting, I think, than the topics that we were covering on Dynamite. And I mean, talk about the week We need 1 week where it's not slow. This is the 1 week where there's no Dynamite, there's no co-hosts except for the two of us, uh, because people have to go respond to emergencies. If you're in accounting, you shouldn't have an emergency. And I'm not even giving them a hard time. I'm just saying, like, in general, we were talking off air.
Hmm.
In your job, you have a prominent situation, and you're not getting called at 10 o'clock at night, right? In
No.
in my job on the IT side, right, I'm not getting called at 10 o'clock at night because someone can't log into Salesforce. Okay, like these things don't, they shouldn't happen anymore in this world. But poor
It,
Frank.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and listen, we get it.
I get it. I feel bad because, normally when you think of like people in the upper echelons, it's like managers of things and, tech people and developers on staff and, blah 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 and accountants.
Well, I hope they're paying him well.
Well, in fairness to him, I believe that not only are they paying him fairly well, the perks of his job so far have been outstanding. This year alone, he's gotten a trip to Hawaii and Seattle, all expenses paid. So
Yeah, I think he's doing good there, pal.
it's hard to also complain about that at the same token. So I guess this is how it balances out.
Of course, of course, this is how it balances out. But now remember we were saying we wanted to play some various clips,
Yes.
and Carl's saying this is always going to be my favorite, and this is always probably going to be in this queue.
All right.
From the pages of the World Wrestling Federation official merchandise catalog, here's Dusty Rhodes.
Whoa, this is Dusty Rhodes, and you know I got my hands full in the World Wrestling Federation. And full of what? Come in here, Dollar. We gonna show them some stuff. I got the official WWF merchandising catalog stuff right here. You can order it out of that catalog. I'm gonna tell you in a minute how to get it. Look here. We got a WWF hat right here. Look how fine that looks on Dusty Rhodes magazine. What else we got? Woo, Sapphire, come on in here, baby. We got an Ultimate Warrior Suck Cup. And you can take this cup, put milk in it, juicy, whatever you want to do, whatever we got. Oh, look at here. Oh, a belt, you can be a champion. Everybody can be a champion, just like all the great stars in the World Wrestling Federation. And what else, darling, right here? Oh, show that. That's my favorite. Hold that up there. Dusty Rhodes official T-shirt. Throw that up there in the camera. Oh, is that pretty? And let me tell you, merchandise catalog, genuine, only place you can get it right to this address right now.
For your free catalog, write to the World Wrestling Federation Merchandise Department, P.O. Box 3866, Stamford, Connecticut, 06904.
Whoa, the WWF official merchandise catalog, brother, got all kind of stuff in it. You know what I'm talking about? And it's the stuff dreams are made of.
That's gonna be an all timer forever. The one that drives me insane though is this one. I don't even want to play the whole thing. That's the one that drives me insane the most. I don't understand why, when something is dropped, we have to play that. Do we know the history behind that? Because I do not.
I think that's when Carl drops the soap.
That's a different show. There, that's up late, 3 a.m., 358. No, but every time he drops his pencil, he plays it, and that was the one I haven't understood.
But this is my favorite. This is another favorite. God,
I'm
is
okay
she
with that
pretty?
one. That's an incredible, because that's a good segue. I like that one better than the Zach Trouble one, which you've already played tonight. But I did find it. Carl and you and others have tried to bury it, but it's back, boys and girls.
Uh oh. Tell me that one right there. Tell me that doesn't look like somebody we know.
I'm the one who pointed that out to all of you, so
Yep.
yes.
I mean, that sounds
If
about right.
if you know,
You know.
you know.
If you don't, oh well.
I am not going to play the one that I had queued up for Frank. I'm going to go ahead and make room for the other ones that I need to pull up. But because there's a bunch of ones that I started to find because I was like, we need some variety, and I started to pull some up, and then all of them are gone. And now we got all of the usual suspects where we have Kermit the Frog.
Oh, God, no! Oh, fuck!
It's just, what this is the one I don't know what it is anymore because it's been so long. Because like the first one, there's a countdown, which is the standard in here. Off the top. When was the last time we've done an off the top anything?
Probably, I mean, probably when Lauren was here.
This is such good shit.
I don't even remember him putting that one together. I mean, I remember watching that show.
Well, that was my first intro.
That one?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. That was not my first intro. That was when remember when Carl was doing like the little group segments where they would all take over his show pretty much,
Oh yeah, okay.
and then he would play that for me.
Well, because we used to have the Friends of the Chat Pack one,
We had the Friends of the Chat Pack on.
because that was when people like me who were not part of the show would have it.
Yep.
And then you have things like this.
I'm speaking. Flip it.
Yeah, flip it. Yeah.
Flipping. Rule number 5. To quote the legendary Jim Ross, be the baddest bitch on the block. Are you naked? Why are you naked? God.
I like your sweater. Does that come in a V-neck?
If she starts doing his pubes, I'm out of here.
Oh,
Oh
my God.
I
We are now a 3-man booth, boys and girls.
Goddamn pal!
I have no work-life balance. I don't know what to do anymore. I really don't. I've been having what a day I've had today.
So
Shout out to Devin. That was such good shit, pal.
so wait a minute, pals. Let's start this again.
Oh, is this the video? I want to see it.
Welcome to Up Late 958! Hello, everyone. I'm Rocco the Model DeRose, and to my left is Jamesy motherfucking Coelho! And right there, right down below, he is here. He is finally here. He's got no fucking work-life balance. He is our own Babe Ruth of nostalgia. Mr. Red Ass himself, Mr. Hot Take himself, Mr. Frank Bruno.
I am red ass. I am red ass. Can I tell you? Do you realize the open to this show is the outro to Top Guy Theater?
Yes.
Oh god.
I didn't realize that.
Hey man,
God
that's
damn,
up to
pal.
the show.
Devin goes up late 10:48.
That's right, baby.
Oh my god, it's so. I mean, you've been on for 39 minutes.
We have been on for 39 minutes. We're still going to end probably after 11, but it was great to just replay it from the top to feel like re-energized, because I think Rocco and I were losing a little steam, but he got excited when he saw you and all of a sudden found that second wind.
Yeah.
I apologize, everybody. Work has been extremely
understand.
challenging for me. I've actually had moments today where I've doubted myself. I'm being very serious. Where I've doubted myself and actually thought that maybe I need to find a new place to work, because something's got to give. My stress level has been way too high. I'm managing the books and cash for some outlets, one of which is extremely critical. And I've just had people doing stupid shit and then trying to throw me under the bus, and I can't stand that bullshit.
Oh, jeez.
So you spend half the time defending yourself, explaining yourself, vindicating why you didn't made the decisions you made. So I just that's the call I was just on. I was on a call with our CFO and one of the GMs of the restaurants, and it was just, it's frustrating as fuck. I'm just throwing it out there. So I'm a little red ass.
There we go.
It's all right, man.
Hot takes with Bruno. Oh, we got 3 comments. Look at this. We went from like nothing to just moving. We got
And
Eddie,
let's talk about Eddie.
Rocco,
Who's Eddie?
Frank.
This is the this is the king of heels.
I'm sorry,
And
that's not funny, but it is funny.
I am a man, Eddie. Thank you.
He was talking about me. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. My main man, Frank. Absolutely, Eddie. And let me tell you something about Eddie. Here's what the AFS community is not for: bullying. So all the motherfuckers out there pulling their shit, I see you, and I know who you are.
Who be bullying?
I'm not gonna say names on air, but I'll tell you after.
So, yes. I've been out of the loop, guys. I gotta be honest, I was just telling James this. I've been out of the loop. I am like maybe a month or 2 behind on content. I don't even look at my Twitter. I've been so freaking busy.
I look at my Twitter at times. Yes, he is the goddamn top heel. And absolutely, Eddie, I will have your back because I know what's going on and it isn't right.
It's not fair. I support this message because it does not make any sense at all.
And that's the thing, Rocco. Here's what I've said, and I said it today, is that I have no problem knowing what's going on and being there for my friends, but I don't want to be anywhere in a part of it. But when I see people that are genuinely good people like Eddie is, absolutely, Eddie's talking about the Red Sox. I don't like people treating him the way they are treating him, and for no reason whatsoever, because he shared his opinion on wrestlers. What's the point of that? And just so Eddie knows, and anybody else out there wants to know, AFS is well aware of what's going on, and it isn't Eddie they're going to come down on. Just know that.
And Eddie,
I'd
I
also
don't know.
like to note that Brandy Rhodes sucks in the ring, so I second that decision.
She's fucking terrible in the ring. She's beautiful.
Awful.
She's
Awful
beautiful. I want to see her naughty places. I want to see her baby shooter outer.
Chocolate.
I want to see those chocolate titties. But in the ring, I'd rather watch Jade Cargill take a big shit in the middle of the ring. That's what I'd rather watch than Brandy wrestling a match.
Oh well, you know. Well, Eddie, motherfucker. Eddie, let me tell you something, Eddie. I've never met you before. I'm sorry, pal. But since you're a heel, I always got time for you.
What are you not missing?
Devin, you don't want to know, brother. You don't want to know. You don't want to be a part of it. Just take it for what it is. Enjoy it the way you're enjoying it. And by the way, Devin, I want to have you on Top Guy Theater. I need you to DM me if you really want to be on.
There you go. Eddie, I 100% agree with this statement because the only problem I had with her heel manager run was that it was just who was involved in the heel manager run, because it made no sense, because you have Cody, who's the top baby face in the company, and then you have her being like, I'm on the Nightmare Collective, where if goddamn now Cody would just embrace that he is the biggest, he could be the biggest heel in the business. He could surpass MJF because he has nuclear go away heat right now if he just embraces it. And he would have the perfect manager already, his wife.
And just like that, Devin just DM'd me. So here we go. We're going to get this shit going, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Eddie, I was not at Top Guy Weekend. I'm lucky if I can get away for 2 days and 2 hours away.
Yeah, well, hold on. I'm going to call you on that one. In that particular weekend, you could have been there.
I could have. That is when
I chose to go to a beach in New Jersey, so that's awful.
Okay, wait a minute. Did you see who he went with?
She would have came too.
I think they both came that weekend.
Oh, well.
And I'll answer that question off air.
Should we play the video for Frank?
Play the video for Frank.
Please.
Frank,
I wanna
so
see it.
before you came on, we were playing our videos because we were talking about things that, when you look back at the catalog of stuff that stayed within this whole thing of all for all the things that came in here. But this is what I
Also,
wanted. Go
also,
ahead.
ladies, send your nudes to Frank Bruno.
What's funny is last night when we were recording Ringside Rant, Mike
Yeah.
Kolb gave out my phone number on the podcast.
Does
So
not surprise me.
I think RJ may have cut it, but I told him I don't give a shit if Eddie. I scarred Eddie for life. Look at his last comment.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's also in the queue. We could throw it up there.
No, don't
Eddie,
do that.
Ladies.
No!
Oh, I didn't do it. I did not do it. I had
Stop,
never
Eddie.
done it.
Take it down. We're
All right.
live, pal. We're live.
All right.
look at that bod, god damn it!
Oh, God. All right, here we go. Ready? So, Frank, this is what I wanted to play last week when we were on the show, and it didn't work.
Yeah, crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does.
No matter how many
Hi. I totally forgot about that. That's why you've been saying that.
Yes. Oh, you had no idea all this time. Well, that makes
No,
it
I
better.
love that movie too. That's Wedding Crashers, isn't it?
One of my favorite movies.
That's where that came from. That was the whole thing. That's why it's hilarious.
So, Devin, Eddie, you see, I showed you the picture of Frank, but then I gave you guys a special treat with showing you Mandy Rose. So, we even ourselves out now.
That's it.
Devin, what do you mean Wedding Crashers? Question mark. It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. It's fantastic.
Freaking amazing movie.
I'll never forget with his crazy girlfriend's like rubbing his thing underneath the thing with her foot, and he's like, "I just got jacked off under the table. This woman's fucked
real
3 ways to the
problems.
week. She's fucked 3 ways to the week here." Remember? Oh God, Will Ferrell in that. Ma, we want meatloaf. We want it now.
Get
I
the
never know
meatloaf!
I never know what she's doing back there.
She's trying to poison him.
Oh, man. It's just fantastic all the way around. But yes, that is why I've been saying crab cakes over and over and over again.
I just thought you were making a joke to my lady friend, but like,
well, I mean, it's just it's not a joke to your lady friend. It's a nod to your lady friend.
I think Ty Conti actually responded to your lady friend.
did she really?
Who wouldn't respond to your lady friend? Just throwing that out there.
Do you know that I got my Jerry the King Lawler Funko Pop in today, and I tweeted him, and he retweeted it today.
No, I did not know that. That's awesome.
So I've been getting, I got a shit ton of people following me now. It's really cool.
Jerry Lawler is the nicest freaking dude. Let me tell you about this firsthand. I met him at Comic-Con years ago. And I got to telling him what I thought of him as an announcer growing up. And he couldn't have been nicer. People say he's an ass, he's a this, he's a that. He signed what I wanted him to sign. First he signed a picture and stuff like that, and his handler was like, "Oh no, I wanted him really to sign my book because I loved reading his autobiography." And I still have it. I have had it since I'm 10. And I wanted him to sign it. And his handler was like, Jerry was just like, "No, wait a minute. I'm signing his book. Give me his book." He was mad at the guy. He was like, "Give me his book. I'm signing his book." And it was on the house. He only charged me for whatever the autograph he was supposed to charge me for.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he signed my book. He signed the cover of it, and he signed the inside of it. And he put a nice inscription in it. And I'll never forget that. And he was telling me, it's funny. You're saying that you looked up to me. He said, well, I looked up to a baseball player on the Cleveland Indians when I was a kid named Rocco. I forgot what the last name was.
Yeah.
And we had that little moment, him and I. So a lot of time for Jerry the King Lawler.
So
doesn't get the respect and the credit he deserves.
So we could tell the Top Guy Weekend Jerry the King Lawler stories since you were not there, but first of all, super nice, right? While he was there,
Yeah, he
and
was great. Yeah.
he was very accommodating, and he like laughing and joking with all of us, and even taking pictures. He was a super good sport. So I'm not going to actually say anything bad about him. In what I'm going to say, I'm sure Frank already knows where I'm going with this, but
Was he hanging out with Lauren?
yes, I'm the one who took the picture of them for Lauren because she wasn't going to get one, but we got her hooked up. But we when we're all saying different things, right? So like you get to ask questions and whatever, and most of us started with, Jr. King, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Right? We're all like, yeah, pretty much everybody who was there that weekend. That's how we started it. And King just turns midway through and goes, "Thank you for paying me. I love being here. Can we do more? This is great."
Oh my god.
That's how he started it. And then, I asked the question about them sitting there in the Manhattan Center and during the Raw 25. And the JR just went off on a tirade about how terrible it was.
Well, goddamn, I was sitting there and we didn't call the damn match.
Yeah. So,
and I was on the headset and I was like, Brucey, what the fuck? And then I realized Brucey wasn't even there. Triple H was on the headset, and goddamn, it was the game. Triple H, goddamn, the cerebral assassin.
So,
Press.
What's funny about that story that I think got overlooked in the whole tirade is because I didn't know this either. Everybody took photos of like them looking like they were falling asleep, right? If you recall, of like at that show.
Yeah.
The way that the monitors were positioned, apparently, they were like these little handheld. They were like this, like a phone, but like they were down, and so they were here. We're down on the table, so as you can imagine, they don't have as best eyesight as like a 30-year-old person. So they're looking down like this, so it looks like they're passed out. When in reality, apparently, they were looking at monitors that were just pointed down the way they were. So interesting little tidbit. But the only part that Jerry Lawler flopped on the entire weekend was somewhere in the middle of everything. We were all laughing and stuff, and then said something about media and how he doesn't listen to everything else because JR was talking about social media, and then said, there would be no COVID if there was no media.
All right, I was waiting for you to say that. Yeah.
Crickets.
Well,
like legitimately, like everybody looking around, like, did he just really say that? Like it was just silence. It was so weird and
there was a couple
seconds.
of people applauding though for that.
I
want to
pretended like those people didn't exist.
So this is Eddie's last comment, and this is how I know that some of the things that were going on with Eddie weren't his fault because he got you because he was sharing this is him sharing his opinion, right?
Yep.
Which is what he was doing before. So why is it a problem then? I'm sorry. I'm really taken aback how grown ass men treat people, especially
Frank,
when
I am offended that you would say that, and I'm hurt, and I need to go now and have my safe space. Excuse me for a second.
What happened?
Aww.
You need a safe space?
No, I don't need a safe space.
What are you, a Gen Z?
But that's what we're talking. No, but that's what we're talking about here. Really, is that like I'm all for those things when you need them, like for legitimate issues, right? But this like having an opinion and it being so upsetting when it's not offensive is awful. If you make fun of someone, if you bully someone, if you call someone a derogatory slur, yeah, like all that's unacceptable. 100%. But if you say, I don't like this person because they're bad, I think they're bad at their job, well, what's wrong with that?
Now, I'm going to throw something out there.
Actually, you retweeted the best example before you throw it out there, if you don't mind, Frank. You I don't know if it was a tweet or a Facebook, but you actually shared one of the best things that I've seen pretty much all day that sums everything up. So John Gruden has to resign because he gets in trouble, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you retweeted or Facebook, I don't remember, but it
was a Facebook share.
Okay, so you Facebook shared this thing from Jeff Fisher. So John Gruden alluded to the fact that Jeff Fisher drafted Michael Sam because the league told him to because he was gay. Right, Michael Sam? That was his name?
You got it right. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so I don't want to mispronounce it now after all that. But Jeff Fisher comes out and just writes a letter and just which is funny because of like how much nuclear heat Jeff Fisher had when he had to go from the Rams. But basically, like, yeah, I've never done it. And by the way, I've considered a lot of factors, but sexual orientation should not and never was a factor. So the fact that he just came out and said it that way, I was just like, yeah, I mean, there you go.
And that's the thing. It's like, we talk about this cancel culture and stuff, but this is an example of where it's good for what happened with Gruden, because there's no place for him doing that. There's
He's
no
not a
place.
changed man from 3 years ago, right?
Well, I mean, I don't think so, right? What do you mean? What do you mean?
So, a counterexample would be like Sammy Guevara. So Sammy Guevara, I don't know, when he was like 15 or 16, had that whole thing with Sasha Banks and said what he said.
No, he was like 23 when that happened.
Oh, it was? Okay.
He said it like in 2016.
Okay. I think in terms of the age gap of where he was though to now, is that there was a legitimate difference in the things that he's doing and saying now, and how he has been a role model for other people versus what he was doing at that age, versus Gruden, who was 56, and 3 years later when he's 59, he's had a sudden change of heart and found everything different.
No, it's there. It's in him. I think with it, first of all, what Sammy Guevara was trying to say was what most guys would say, and we've said privately, is that this person's hot and I want to bang them. He just used the wrong term. He used
100%.
I'm gonna say it. He said I want to rape her.
Right, which is not okay.
Which makes it sound like I want to sexually assault this person.
Correct.
Had he used the term bang, none of this would have ever happened.
No, but that's what I'm getting at, is that.
Or I want to have sex. I want to have sex with her, but he made it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he apologized for it, and we all buy it.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like, that's a mistake you can make and come out and apologize and say that's not me, and you can see in the actions he's taken since then that it's much different.
Exactly, Eddie. Yep. And that's what I'm saying here, Eddie, too, is it looked bad. Yep. It looked bad, and he paid his penance for it. He shouldn't be canceled for that. No. What Gruden had pulled, the things that, and I don't know how these emails got leaked or whatever, but 10 years ago, he was using racial slurs and homophobic stuff. That automatically is going to change. Why? Because you have an openly gay player on your team now, and there's pictures of him hugging Carl. Was it Nassib? No, I think that you have a problem, and this is where cancel culture will get you. Now, I'm gonna share this with you guys. I'm not gonna say who it was, but an AFS member tweeted something out today that was rather offensive. Now, bumping that up to now, let me see the people that have been treating Eddie like crap attack this guy, because it hasn't happened yet. So they're just being a bully to him, and they're not going to go to this other. And to be quite frank with you, that's my name. I like this other guy too. I didn't know he felt that way, but I never had a problem with him. So I'm not ready. Now there's other people, and I know of some people that are ready to cancel him and don't ever want to talk to him again. And that's because they touched on a nerve that hits home. That doesn't happen to me with this particular situation. But I think we're in an era now where certain opinions on sensitive subjects just need to be either kept to yourself or in a private setting with close friends. Like when we're off air and the three of us are talking, I feel absolutely comfortable giving my full-on opinion on something. There's other situations where I'm in a setting like this where I wouldn't. And can I give you guys full disclosure on something? Because I'm feeling very philosophical, and I'm going to say this to you guys. When I was on Ringside Rant last night, I used a term that Mike Kolb, who I think is ribbing me, started a hashtag cancel Frank Bruno, and I want to tell you why this happened. We were watching Monday Nitro from May 18th of 1998 from Providence, Rhode Island. I was at the show, and when we got there, we found out it was a 1 hour Nitro instead of a 3 hour Nitro because of the NBA playoffs. So everyone there was pissed. And I was 17 years old at the show, and during the conversation ringside rant, I said the 17-year-old me is thinking, because the Nitro girls came out and were dancing. And I said, 17-year-old me is thinking, why isn't there a match in the ring, and why am I watching these bitches dance? And it's making me wonder now. I wasn't saying anything disgustingly derogatory there. But it makes me think, like, I have to filter myself more. Or do I? Should I? I mean,
No.
there's podcasts out there with some of our other friends that they don't filter themselves at all, and they have plenty of fans. It's funny, as they're called filter free. They have plenty of fans.
But the thing is, think of our culture and the new songs that have come out in the last 10 years.
Mhm.
They've said far worse in those songs than you've just said right now.
Devin, I'm not a fan. Wait, Devin, you're not a fan of what I said, or you're not a fan of that other that other one we were talking about?
But you know what I'm saying?
This is another thing too. Eddie saying talking about wrestlers shouldn't be as sensitive, and then he types in matter. I think Eddie, honestly, so Devin was confirming that. I think Eddie, you're right. I think if you came into it, Eddie, and you were like, I don't like this N-bomb, and I don't like this CUNT, and I could see where people would be in an uproar. But you just said you think Jade Cargill is green and doesn't have talent. That doesn't mean you're a racist. Just going to throw that out there. There's nothing in that statement that's racist. It's just an opinion. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the thing. I don't fucking get what's going on in people's fucking heads, where they have so. I'm sorry, guys. I've totally taken this show over.
No, go ahead.
I don't get where people pick on other people. Like, why? We're in this culture where it's everyone's tolerant and everyone, but you got to act like the people that treated you like shit in school that you hated. Come on. And this is the Eddie's saying here. She is a China at this point. Exactly. That's what you think about when you see her. And I believe Eddie shared that opinion and got shit on for it. Come on. That's what Conrad does every goddamn week. They share their opinions, their thoughts on a show. Are they racist for doing that? Because they might not have they've come out and talked shit on Colonel De Beers, and everyone applauds them for that.
Yeah. No, we get it.
I'm not laughing at this because it's a serious matter, but I went to go look up the Gruden thing to see if there was anything else new, like in terms of the fallout between, Carl Nassib and others. Adam Schefter is apparently taking heat right now talking about cancel culture, because 10 years ago, Adam Schefter shared a story about the lockout with Bruce Allen to get his opinion before he published it. And apparently that's job disqualifying, I don't know. I can't.
So here's
where's the statute of limitations on these things? Like,
that's
seriously.
the thing. Here's the issue that I take with cancel culture. If anything, like nowadays, these kids that are like all they know is Facebook and social media, and they say something stupid when they're 14, and they go to become the CFO of a place at 40. Somebody could go back to their fucking Facebook when they were 14 and see this stupid thing they said, and they wouldn't get the job. Like, where is the statute of limitations on this?
You gotta wipe that timeline, baby.
You need to be careful what you put out there, though, too.
I always reference Epstein. I always reference what the hell's the other guy, the movie guy, Jeffrey Epstein, and then there's you
Yeah.
know him,
Yes, I
like
do.
Weinstein.
like Steve
Weinstein.
Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. There, I fully on agree that a woman should not be sexually assaulted while she's at work. A woman should not have to perform fellatio to get ahead in life. I,
Agreed.
and in the same way, a man shouldn't have to pleasure his boss to. I mean, whatever. I mean,
Yep. No, I get it.
I am in fully agree with that, but what Gruden did shouldn't be tolerated whatsoever. There's a problem there. What cops intentionally killing black men. I have a problem with all of that. But then we go back to I can't remember the wrestler's name now. That he slept with an underage woman who was in a bar for people that are over 18, and he admitted that he made a mistake, but he also said, I thought they were carded when they come in here, and I didn't know I had to card people before I slept with them. He made a mistake. He owned up to that mistake. He even put out a statement of how much respect he has for women. Why is this guy canceled? He made a mistake. You know? What? That's the stuff I have a problem with. Oh, the fight I had with Brandy about Matt Riddle. Okay, he was accused of something.
That one's the worst because it's then
Never
since been dropped.
Right, never substantiated, never proven. But that's the thing. The minute someone's accused, guilty before proven guilty.
So he was guilty, and then went backwards, and then the whole thing came out after she made that story, and it was like, well, yeah, no, but there's it's falsely accused. Like, we're gonna take legal action. Actually, we're not, because we don't have anything. It's like, okay, well, so then did he do it or not? Because now I'm back to, like, I don't think he did it, because there's no legal action here. What am I supposed to believe?
Right. I mean,
So I just got a message from the anonymous Raw general manager.
The anonymous Raw general manager.
No, and I quote, no, just got a message came in from Mike Kolb. He was trying to tell Frank that I was trying to tell Frank I was 100% ribbing him on the cancel Frank Bruno stuff. It is my opinion that cancel culture has no place nor is applicable to comedy stuff, which is what last night was.
Correct.
Mike, I believe wholeheartedly Mike was ribbing me. I believe wholeheartedly that he was. It just made me think.
Yeah,
am I not watching my words enough?
Well, it's like last week.
If you
other rib that he played on you on this show.
Oh, see, that one also made me think. I do run my mouth sometimes.
Yep.
And I shouldn't.
Well, we all do.
But you know what? Here's the problem.
Or run my mouth in a private setting with people I trust.
But here's the problem with that person in particular. I don't have a problem with that person knowing about this.
Yeah, I understand.
Because I mean, I'm not going to go down there. I'm not going to get negative. I'm not going to go that way. But
don't take a trip to negative town.
Nope. Just you've stopped engaging in our content because you don't come on anymore, and you want to know why you don't come on anymore. Well, there's a reason. But I'm gonna leave it at that.
And there you have it.
And here, Eddie, this is right here. Frank, the people who have been doing this crap to me were people I trusted. Exactly.
Bingo.
So I've learned who I can and cannot trust in this AFS community. And that's why I could still be working right now, but I chose to stop what I was doing to come on the show to spend time with people I truly care about.
And this is why I'm sorry to cut you off, Frank. This is why this group does this. This is why the faces that you see all the time on here are mine, Carl's, James, Frank, TJ, or Mike. And then even when Rajiv was around, because we all kind of know, we all kind of have this thing with each other that we can trust each other with everything in life. I'll put it this way. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Put it this way. My girlfriend's grandfather passed away a few months ago. Out of nowhere, we get an arrangement, a little plant addressed from Carl, Frank, James, TJ, and Mike.
Because we care about you.
We care about each other. That's what it is. You know?
You know,
And
yeah.
they didn't have to do it. I mean, they know my girlfriend, but they barely know her. They know her through me, but they did it because they're genuine guys. I can trust them with anything. And it's kind of stuff you have to gauge. It's a feeling out process too. We've spent
Right.
hours talking to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Except Mike Kolb. Fuck that guy. No, I'm just
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to Mike Kolb's house.
yeah.
You know, I was there the weekend his son was born.
You guys were setting up a crib.
We were setting up a crib. I mean, I was with Mike Kolb at Top Guy Weekend, and he made my bladder go up into my chest when he went like 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. I love Mike Kolb. It's just sometimes he's got some good ribs, but they make you think. And his rib last night and the one last week really made me think. So there's just a time and place, I guess. Like everybody that I do Top Guy Theater with, I love them, but we're talking about 5 different
You're stretching it a little bit there, Frank.
No, I do. I wouldn't do the show with them if I didn't.
It's true.
But we're talking.
It's true.
There's 5 personalities to manage. Carl being one of them, and that's a huge personality to manage, and I love him every day. It's not easy sometimes.
And for those of you who were wondering where Carl is, Carl had some family stuff going on right now. We send him the best. We love Carl. This show is dedicated to you every week, Carl, and we can't wait to see you soon.
I did want to say that we're gonna do. I'm hoping Carl can join us, but on October 26th, we're gonna do a special show to promote WrestleGamia 4. So I was hoping that one of my broskies here would join in if Carl cannot.
Yeah, you got me.
Because I'm really excited about. We're gonna get to play the game that we're gonna get to play and preview the game that's gonna be on Gamia that year.
That'll be fun.
And Gamia,
October 26th.
yeah, October 26th.
What time?
It's probably 9:00 because
Okay.
remember Efren's on Pacific time. So
Try to. I think I could do it.
yeah, so I mean, I think the more of us would be great. I mean, even if we could get Kolb involved too, it's just Efren has chosen to have fun and preview his game on this platform, so I don't want to let him down. So
Yeah,
if Carl's not ready on the 26th, I just want everyone out there to know I'll be here.
I'll be here
with some iteration of you guys, and I'm sure Devin said he's going to be watching because Devin was there that night. We had a friggin' blast previewing WrestleGamia 3.
So, gents, before we get into this final segment of our show, Frank, if you wanted to, did you have any more to add to that, or?
No, I'm sorry I hijacked things. Good.
No, it's okay. This is what I wanted to show you guys.
Oh, that's
about
awesome.
The King thing.
Is that a good book?
That is a fucking fantastic book.
Was this before his heart attack?
Yeah, wait for it.
Okay.
No, when he signed this was after.
Yeah, but he wrote it before, right?
Yeah, he wrote it before.
Yeah.
And then you look in the inside.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's
awesome.
legit. He double signed it. But
that's amazing.
So guys, every week here on Up Late 958, we defend WrestleManias. And Quello does not want anything to do with this anymore.
No, not even a little bit.
But just to give you guys a little preview, once we're done with WrestleMania, we'll be hitting right at that season that we will be defending every Survivor Series here on Up Late 958. That's gonna be hilarious.
You know what I would love to do? We should take a week to try to defend Halloween Havocs.
I'm all for that,
dude. I don't have the time
because I don't
that.
think there's many Halloween Havocs you can defend.
I don't think I have the time for that.
Could you imagine if Coelho drew 98? Oh boy.
I know that one well, at least. We're still gonna do this. I thought we were gonna end the show and not.
No, let's do this.
No, we're doing this.
All right.
And so Quello, you're gonna be first, man.
There we go. Last segment on the show, baby. For you die-hard fans at home, this is what you're getting. This is your final piece of content tonight.
Okay, this is kind of throwing you a softball.
Oh, jeez.
It's about time. Yay, something good to
Eddie,
defend.
hell no, there's no way to defend any of that.
Eddie, I can't
WrestleMania
defend.
19?
I can't defend WCW from late '99 to 2001.
WCW 2000. Well, okay, you can say one nice thing about that. I did like the Seven Deadly Sins idea, right? That's fun. But I'm here to talk about WrestleMania 19. 19 coming to you live from Safeco Field. There was almost 55,000 people there, supposedly. I don't know if that's WWE numbers, but the
Goddamn
buy
pal.
rate of 560,000 buys. Incredible. The matches, just as incredible, except for this one. Like, just imagine that this was a match. Chief Morley and Lance Storm with the Dudley Boys defeated Kane and Rob Van Dam for the World Tag Championships.
Jeez.
I don't remember that match at all.
That was the pre-show match. In more serious matches, your opening match, Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship. Yes, boys and girls, Matt Hardy was a cruiserweight.
I gotta find the cough button.
Undertaker defeats Big Show and A-Train in a handicap match.
What a fucking abomination.
That was a terrible match, even for him. That poor guy. He's so many terrible matches. Trish Stratus versus Victoria. Would you like to take a guess at how long that match was?
3 minutes.
No.
1 minute.
Longer than both of those. It was a 7-minute match.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Team Angle. Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin defeating Chris Benoit and Rhino and Los Guerreros for the WWE Tag Championships, which is fantastic. Shawn Michaels defeating Chris Jericho. Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, 22 minutes on a WrestleMania, and it's not the main event. It only gets better from here. Triple H defeating Booker T for the World Heavyweight Championship. One of the most anticipated matches of possibly ever. Hulk Hogan versus McMahon in a street fight.
Fantastic.
21 minutes of that, which is fantastic. The final of the trilogy, right? The Rock versus Stone Cold.
And in my humble opinion, the best of the three.
I would agree. I don't know if it's humble, but I will agree with that. And then the match where Brock Lesnar almost died, literally. Brock Lesnar defeating Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. It just fantastic. The match was fantastic, and then he really wanted to do the shooting star press. Brock Lesnar didn't stick the landing.
He didn't stick shit on that. Besides his
neck.
I was gonna say, besides his his spine getting jammed up into his brain.
Well,
what's mine? Let's get mine here.
All right, let's say.
Frank,
that was an easy one for Coelho.
Shooting star press, Eddie. That's why it was worse.
Ooh. Okay. I like this one.
Okay. Oh, see, I don't even need to look it up, but I will just to be safe. Because what sticks out to me about WrestleMania 22, it is the culmination of a great storyline and a great tribute to the fallen Eddie Guerrero. Eddie had passed in November of 2005. This WrestleMania was in 2006, and Eddie was enshrined into the Hall of Fame. But what I loved about big time WrestleMania 22 was the culmination of the Shawn Michaels Vince McMahon storyline, where we see that Ed. But listen, it's still this was my bonus pod for Tony Schiavone because it's Shawn Michaels is very edgy. Like 97 Michaels comes out in this, and he's doing the crotch chop, and he's blowing snot rockets on Shane McMahon, and he's beating the shit out of Vince. He did a elbow drop off a friggin' huge ass ladder. It was a great match. I implore anybody to go back and watch it. He made Vince McMahon look like a star. But then, for me, one of the, who could not want to watch the Boogeyman Was it Boogeyman? Hold on a second. Let me make sure it was Boogeyman.
I'm the Boogeyman.
Oh, you just scared the shit out of me. Yeah. So Undertaker defeating Mark Henry, Rey Mysterio winning the World Championship from Randy Orton and Kurt Angle,
which is a fantastic match.
It was John Cena and Triple H, meh. But the Boogeyman defeating Booker friggin' T. Mickey James, who could. This is what pisses me off about the network, guys. The storyline between Mickey James and Trish Stratus was so good, but the one thing they cut out of it that I don't like, and I'll go back and watch the DVDs just because, is there's a part in the match where Mickey grabs Trish's crotch, and then she takes her hand away from her crotch and licks her hands. But it's a culmination of this weird, creepy stalker, and the match was so damn good. This WrestleMania gets me from start to finish.
I never would have thought, based on that timeline and Mickey James in that sort of time period, that she would go on to be the star she has been in wrestling. In music, a different story. I know nothing.
She's not a star in music.
Well, country music, she's not. I'm just saying she has more talent there though than most people. So
sure.
Anyway,
all right, let's see, guys.
I would not have predicted though for her to have such.
Devin, yes, that spot was needed.
It was needed.
Right.
It was.
What Mickey did fit that exactly. It was
bingo.
It was. I mean,
that whole stalker gimmick was crazy.
Yeah, so like there was. I remember on SmackDown or something, like Mickey tried to make out with her and kissed her and stuff, and it was
that stalker gimmick was much better done than the DDP stalker angle.
Oh, look at this! They're throwing up a softball to Rocco over here. Look at this.
Just one more fight. I will leave your shit behind. I don't know.
I didn't know that Fred Durst was there.
Well, where do we start with WrestleMania 17? Live from the Houston Astrodome. Probably the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
I mean, it gets that billing.
What happened?
It gets that billing.
It definitely gets that billing. You know, here's the reality of it. We have on Sunday Night Heat the X Factor. Remember X Factor, X-Pac, and Just Incredible with Albert defeating Grandmaster Sexay and Steve Blackman.
What a terrible match. Terrible.
To kick off the show, we got Chris Jericho defeating William Regal for the WWF Intercontinental Championship.
Chris Jericho, William Regal, still William Regal doing his best William Regal. Fantastic.
For sure. The next match, we have Taz and the APA defeating, with Jacqueline, defeating the Right to Censor with Steven Richards. In a 6-man tag match. Here's one of my favorite hardcore matches, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Kane defeating Raven and Big Show.
So a triple threat match. WrestleMania for the hardcore.
For the hardcore title. So
the backstage shenanigans.
At backstage, and as an 8-year-old kid, because I had the DVD, that shit just made me laugh. Them riding around in the golf cart and shit like that.
Yep.
Eddie Guerrero defeating Test for the European Championship.
Fantastic.
Kurt Angle defeating Chris Benoit. They put on a barn burner of a fucking match.
14 minutes of just outstanding stuff.
Chyna and Ivory for the Women's Championship. Another favorite of mine, the street fight with Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon.
The culmination of this storyline is Trish standing up. No, Linda.
No, Linda's standing up.
Yeah, correct.
And the crowd goes crazy.
Goes banana.
And the crowd goes banana. Hey, at a pace. Hey, Brucey, get over here, Brucey. Yeah. Brucey, why do you look like Brother Love? Goddamn, Brucey.
I agree with Devin. I got everything I ever wanted, but I never look back now, or something like that.
Yeah.
One of the best matches, though, of all time.
But yeah, I mean, and this is the first time we see the coast to coast from Shane.
Oh, that's right.
No, that's not the. Sorry, that
That
is
was
the first time you see that. But I'm saying that's not the
no,
next
that's
match you're about to say is one of the best matches on WrestleMania history, in my opinion.
Edge and
Okay.
Christian defeating the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys
Oh yeah.
in a TLC match. Mind you, this was TLC 2
Mm-hmm.
at for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Guys, a little trivia question.
Yeah.
When was the first TLC?
SummerSlam.
Yep. Because the WrestleMania the year before, was a triangle ladder match.
It was SummerSlam 2000. Yep.
Yep.
SummerSlam 2000 was. And then we have the greatest match of the night. The Gimmick Battle Royal.
Oh my God.
And the Irish chick, Huck Pooey, I humble you.
I fucking you and ask the hillbilly Jim.
Do you know why he won the Gimmick Battle Royal?
Because nobody could
throw him out.
nobody could get him over the fucking top rope.
He couldn't take a bump, right?
He couldn't take a bump over the top rope, so he had to win. He could take a bump in the ring, but he couldn't go over the top safely, and so they booked him to win.
That's because he has his ankles bow. Like I don't get it.
I love the commentary from Bobby Heenan and Gene Okerlund.
Oh yeah.
Because Bobby Heenan goes, by the time the Iron Sheik gets down here, it'll be WrestleMania 37.
Oh my God.
And that was just so fun. And let me tell you, Paul Heyman and JR do such a great job on the call here. And then we have The Undertaker defeating Triple H. Remember when he chokeslammed him right off the
Yeah, that was a really good match. It
camera
really
thing?
was. Yeah.
And then we have the main event, the no disqualification match. The match ending that made me cry at 8 years old. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating The Rock. I was like, how could you, Stone Cold? I was so upset when he became heel. I took his picture off of my wall. I had his poster up on my bedroom wall. I took it down. I ripped it up and it was gone. That's how mad I was at Steve Austin.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Here, just to finish the point, the other participants, if anyone's curious, in the Gimmick Battle Royal, being the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, Duke the Dumpster Drose, Doink the Clown number 2, I think, Nikolai Volkov, Tugboat, The Goon, Earthquake, The Gobbledygooker, Brother Love, Michael Hayes, got the biggest pop out of everybody, One Man Gang, Kamala, Kim Chi, Jim Cornette, The Repo Man, Hillbilly Jim, and Sergeant Slaughter. And Iron Sheik wins.
If that Gimmick Battle Royal was held today,
yeah,
just providing the people who are alive.
I was gonna say, I'm like, let's see. I'm
pretty
one
sure
of the Bushwhackers is not alive.
I'm pretty sure
both Bushwhackers are alive.
Oh, no, one of them's dead.
No,
I'm pretty sure Michael P.S. Hayes, Brother Love, and Jim Cornette would get the biggest pops.
Of all the people in this, let's see, Nikolai passed away, Earthquake passed away, and Kamala passed away.
So is that fair to say, though? Those three would probably have gotten the biggest pops.
Jim Cornette would get the biggest pop now.
Cornette, Brother Love, and actually, Brother Love would have gotten the biggest pop in 2018, 2019. I don't know about right now. But yeah, Michael P.S. Hayes would probably still get the biggest pop. Do. So, gentlemen, we did another week. We did an hour and 30 minutes tonight. Well, an hour and 29 minutes. By the time we're done, this is going to be an hour and 30 minutes. How are we feeling for next week?
Oh, you'll have to ask me next week.
Yeah, we'll have to see when we get there. I have no idea.
I mean, I always plan on being here. It's just sometimes things like, San Francisco doesn't realize that it's actually 10 o'clock here, and they want to talk to you.
Well, you've been very good at letting me know either a day ahead of time or the morning of that you're good instead of an hour before.
Yeah, well, this was last minute, though.
This was very last minute, but it's okay.
In 2 weeks' time is when we might have a problem, because that is Dynamite week. in Boston.
Oh my God, that's right.
Dynamite Week in Boston. What's the date there?
27th.
27th. Yeah.
27th, October 27th. Okay, so
Did you get a ticket, James?
Not yet.
Because we're gonna meet up there, right?
I still have yet to get the clearance from the other person.
But we have to reach out to a certain somebody too to see if we can.
I did, but the problem is that if we're going to do a show on the 26th, we're not going to meet with him the night before, are we?
Were we supposed to? Would he be in town?
That's what I was getting. That's what we were getting to. But we'll figure it out.
Well, I could talk to Efren and see if he'd do it Monday.
No. We don't know. I haven't heard back, so everything's open. Everything's on the table.
Okay.
Executive decision: we will not be here October 27th, folks.
Well, you're losing at least half of your show.
Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna stare at Mike Hope?
You might.
And hope that he shows up.
And hope that he shows up.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go to fucking Arizona and find Carl if that's the case.
That's true. All right.
And you know how hard it is to find Carl.
It's true. All right, take us home.
All right.
Before I play the segue again.
Please don't play the segue again. Goddamn, pal.
I found it.
I didn't really say goddamn, pal, tonight.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I probably did, didn't I?
At least once to me, if not not to Frank.
Well, tonight, gentlemen, it's been fun for James, for Frank, for Rocco. Mandic, we love you and miss you, and we'll see you soon. Everyone,
come back.
Come back next week.
We'll see. This. Lots of this.
God damn it, pal! All right, gentlemen. You want to sing James? You want to sing us out the jingle, please?
No, I really don't.
Please sing us out.
Oh.
Sing it out.
Oh.
Suck it.
Oh.
Good night.
Oh.